What's up, world? What's up, world? This is Exotica's resident sexpert and seminar coordinator here, Tayomi Morgan, also known as Glamazon Tayomi online. Welcome to Exotica TV. And this is going to be a series dedicated to our experts who lead the seminar series at our shows. And I am so happy and excited to be hosting this series because at Exotica, one of our best features of the show is the fact that as soon as you come in the door, you have access to free sex ed. And that's all weekend, all 3 days. And so, right here on Exotica TV, we are going to be sharing some of those amazing classes with you, featuring experts from around the country. And so, not only can you see them on Exotica TV, but you can also see them at the Exotica Expo. And you can reach out to them on social media. So today we have a class dedicated to the Yoni, aka the pussy or vagina if you want to be technical. So we have sex educator Davia Frost of Frosted Pleasure here to teach us all about good pussy energy. So I've never sat in on this class. She always does an amazing job and gets great reviews on this seminar at Exotica. So I'm excited to not only be the host, but to be a student of Davia's today. Because I want to cultivate that good pussy energy. So sis, before we get into it, go ahead and introduce yourself and let them know all about who you are.
Hi everyone. So I am your sexpert of the other sexpert of the now, Davia Frost. I just a little bit about me. I was born in Jamaica, but I'm out in the Chicagoland. I grew up in the Chicago area, and I've been teaching sex education, pleasure-based sex education, going on for about 7 years now. So, coast to coast, all around the nation, traveled with Tayomi to Europe and other places. You can also find me with, obviously, with Exotica and Temptation and Desire Resorts. So, come out, and if you see me, come say hi. I don't bite unless you ask me. But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
So, Davia, what exactly is good pussy energy? Because I've kind of been seeing this leak out a little bit into the world. You have more people starting to use this phrase, but you have an entire class on it. And this is what we're going to be learning today. So, kind of start off with letting us know what good pussy energy is.
Okay, first and foremost, good pussy energy is a lifestyle. I know people have been listening to like Sierra and Russell Wilson talking about their prayer for one another. And it's so funny because I always said it's the woman that knows how to tilt the room in her direction. And that's the energy behind it. So it's not only the gripper, right? Right? It's not only that, but it's a whole lifestyle. It's the energy you bring into the room, out in the world, and everything else that goes along with it. It's the woman who has, or the vulva owner who has cultivated their divine feminine energy and essence and has utilized it to just be present and being unapologetic about it. So that's majority of what it is.
All right. So, go ahead and take us through your seminar. I'm going to be a student. I'm going to sit back. But as a good student, I will also be asking questions as we go throughout this lesson.
Yes. Okay, great. So in my classes in person, I like to definitely start out the class with Yoni breathing. And the reason for this, I'm going to also explain what Yoni breathing is. But the reason for this is because a lot of us are like disconnected to
Mm-hmm.
our vulva, our genitals. I mean, the guys, they might not be that, they get a little bit more of a, a view of when they're connected to their cock, right? For us, unless we're constantly checking, we're not really seeing the secretion or listening to everything that's going on down there. So with the yoni breathing, it's really just us tuning into our bodies and connecting to our sacred yoni, our sacred orifice. I don't really like that word, but yeah. Our pussy, basically.
Yes.
So
Use
with
the word pussy. Empower the word pussy.
yes. And what I love why I like to use the word pussy is because there's so many negative ideas and dirt that's been thrown, and pussy is power. It starts wars, it ends wars. I tell women all the time, you can bring your man down to his knees. You could just squeeze your pelvic and bring him down to your knees, your Kegels.
Can
So,
I get an amen?
yes,
And
amen,
amen.
hallelujah. So, with Yoni breathing, we're going to utilize the breath of life, which we tend to be very tense in our shoulders and not breathing throughout the day. We have to remind ourselves, and we usually recognize this when we're pissed off, where somebody cuts us off while driving, or you're just feeling a lot of stress in our shoulders, and it's because we're disconnected to our breathing too. Um, like when somebody pisses you off, you're like, before I react, let me breathe. Or a lot of us tend to clench our teeth throughout the day, and we have to like be conscious about like relaxing our jaws, right? So
Mm.
we're gonna breathe through our nose, hold it, and while we're breathing through our nose, we're going to expand our bellies. We're gonna get that good deep breath, and we all should be practicing this anyway in some form, just due with everything that's going on and how it affects our lungs. So this also kind of clears up a lot of what's built up in our lungs too. So if you
So
feel
how does the yoni get involved?
when we are involved in the yoni, we're going to close our eyes and really divert our focus to our sacred bit, our pussy. hmm So I'm going
So
to,
I'm envisioning her in my mind. I see her. I can
yeah.
feel her. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. And you want to kind of envision like a white light traveling straight down to her and warming her up. Okay. So we're going to inhale through our nose. I'll count to 5 on 3, 2, 1. Start. 5. Hold it. Envision. And then we're going to let out our breath through our mouth. And I like to amp it up by letting people moan when they do this. So when you release it, moan out loud. Okay? On 1, 2, 3, release. And drop your shoulders and relax and feel that. And some people tend to get high, and it's really because you're floating. Okay? We're going to amp it up, put our hands on our pussies.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this down.
Let's see how far I can bring it down.
Yeah, I could hold my breath for quite some time. So yeah, I definitely feel high. This is great.
Okay. So we're gonna do it one more time. Inhale on 1, 2, 3. Hold it. Put all the focus on your pussy, feeling good, bringing peace, tranquility, healing, whatever it is that your purpose is. And on 1, 2, 3, release, moan. Drop your shoulders. How are you feeling?
Woo. I am feeling juicy.
Yes.
Juicy-fied.
Juicified. Oh, you guys can't even see. I don't have that much boobs, but yeah, juicified. That's usually how I like to start my classes. It kind of gets all of us on the same level energetically. And it also amps up the energy that's going on, and we're using sexual energy. So it amps up all that sexual energy within the class,
You
wherever we
have
are.
to you have to really know how to hold your breath. Like belly breathing is not easy for first timers, but
Um,
if you practice like doing that first, being able to hold your breath for a good 10, 12 seconds becomes easier. But like sending that energy down, oh my God. She kind of feels like you know how menthol feels?
tingly.
Yes, like tingly and cool.
hmm
It feels like that. Yeah, feels great.
For me, it's kind of like when you have that first sip of alcohol, like tequila, and she's like, "Oh, okay, we want to play now." I mean, we're drinking tequila.
she wakes up.
That's kind of what it is, because you got all that blood flow and focus.
Oh yeah. She's excited now. She's like, what's next? What's next? I'm a good pussy. What's next?
Yes, 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 yes. I also like to incorporate breast massage too, because we don't give enough. We don't give enough attention to our breasts, and our breasts is where our heart center is, right? It's that loving energy. Yes. And I recommend those with breasts anyway to start with. I like to use unrefined olive oil. I get it local. I'm in Illinois. I go to a food co-op, so it's locally sourced and everything like that, or as local as it can be, right? Because it's olive oil. And I like to use like a squirt bottle because I like to make it like a sensual
Oh
ritual.
yes, just squirting it.
And
That.
you can't, I can't squirt it right now, but I like
I
to
wish
just
I could. I love doing that. It's so sexy. You just squirting oil on your titties. So.
And I like to just show love and compassion no matter where you are. Like if they're small and sensitive, showing love and compassion. If they're bigger and sensitive, showing love and compassion. If you've gone through certain things like breast cancer or anything like that, just bringing back that love and energy back to here, right? Because
Right.
your breasts, if you have kids or you breastfeed, that's a thing of life. It gives life, right? Your partners like to suck on it. It's that nurturing part of you too. So yeah. So I'm gonna.
And doesn't nipple stimulation also like stimulate sexual energy and like something with the uterus?
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Yes. So it stimulates a sort of like contraction, but it's like a pleasurable contraction. Because
Hmm.
usually when people hear that, they're like, babies, pregnant. No, 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 no.
So then good pussy and titties are connected in some way.
They are.
Oh, oh, oh.
Again, it's a full lifestyle, right? So
I like this lifestyle. I get to breathe into my yoni and play with my titties. Come on.
Mhm.
Let's go.
And you brought up a good point about the nipples. They're very sensitive and they bring lots of joy and orgasmic pleasure. So, yes, you can orgasm for nipple stimulation and breast stimulation.
There was a time in my life where like my titties, like my nipples were not sensitive. I would be like, why are you sucking them? They do nothing for me. And then I had a Kundalini rising
Mm,
where I ended up having a 6 hour orgasm, an energy orgasm that just kept running up and down my spine.
yes.
Shit was crazy. It like completely opened up like
Your
stuff for me.
threshold, right?
Yes, girl. So then after that, my nipples just like are a pleasure zone for me. So now I really enjoy it. And I realized that I have big nipples. Never really noticed that in the past because I had no
Like big,
sensation.
like the areola, or are you talking about the nipple sticking out more
The
so? Like,
nipple sticking out is big, and I also have large areola.
okay.
So
Because usually when people hear, they're like, oh, you got the big areolas. Not
I mean, I have both.
necessarily. Well, yeah, honestly, it took a partner showing attention to my nipples for me to really open up that orgasmic threshold or experience when it came to nipple orgasm. And then when I had nipple piercings, that gave me a whole nother level. Now, with nipple piercings, it could go either way. Some people lose sensitivities,
Mm.
others gain sensitivity. For me, it was way too sensitive. Like, I didn't even want my nipples touched. Too sensitive. So they had to go. But yeah, let's start with our massage. Open hands. I like the fingers wide. And I like to go in like you're rubbing. I like to go in first. And then I like to go back and really, let's see. Oops. Really get underneath and cup. And just give it a nice massage. And this is just a great ritual that somebody can do on themselves before bed. I highly recommend it. In a mirror.
I do this in the morning when I moisturize my body.
There you go. And it doesn't have to be an oil, it can be a body butter. I really like a really good moisturizing, what is it, like mango butter, shea butter, all of that good stuff, body butter. So that's really good because it allows it to still stay nice and glistening and everything like that. And you gain a sort of another connection to your breast, basically. A really
Hmm.
good and important connection with your breast. So yes, nice
I
rubbing.
love mango butter. It's so like when you whip it, it just melts into the body. Ooh.
So I have two options. I brought out the oil, but I also have like a really good
Ooh,
like
give me some. Give me
yes.
some.
And this is called butt naked on purpose.
Right, exactly.
um Another thing that I really like to do with my ladies or my vulva owners is have them one come up with a name for their pussies because unless you like the word vagina, and we've talked about this in person, there's no way I want my to tell my partner, my husband, whoever, like eat my vagina. I'm either gonna say eat my
Eat
pussy,
my vagina.
or the name I have, which is velvet, crushed velvet.
Ooh.
Velvet would like to be devoured. You know what I mean? It just comes off the tongue a whole different way. And it really allows you to connect with your pussy even more because you're really going to come up with a name that resonates with her. I've heard of Miss Juicy. I've had ladies call them Tom. Hey, it's your pussy, whatever it is that you want to call it. Um, but
Tom. Come
yeah,
get this Tom, Dave. Come get this Tom.
eat Tom. But when you're thinking about this name, I really want you to come up with a name that you can envision what she feels like, the sensitivity, just something like that. Because crushed velvet is very luxurious, right? It feels good, it's soft, it glistens,
Hmm.
and it just pussy is great, but yeah.
Okay, so then I'm gonna name mine Plushy
Ooh.
because the name suggests already. She is quite plush.
Yes.
Great interior decorating,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And if Exotica would allow me to have nude ladies in my classes, they would also be doing the pussy gaze. How many women really know what their pussies look like? The average person. I know you.
Average probably doesn't. Probably doesn't. It took me a long time to get to the point where I wanted to look at her because I thought that it just like vulvas looked weird. I was like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to look down there. And finally one day I just bent over in the mirror and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh,
You
hello. Because I
can
always like
too, right?
I always love looking at my ass. I'm always been very much in love with my booty. But the coochie, I was like, so one day while checking out my butt, I was like, just bend over. Bent over and I was like, oh, that's what it
Oh,
looks
that's what
like.
they see. Okay.
Oh. But see, there's something about my pussy that I've had to embrace, and I know a lot of other women experience it too. I have gray pubes.
Okay.
I have a patch of gray pubes right around the introitus,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it comes from vitiligo. It looks like there's vitiligo there. But I'm like, okay, so she's wise. It's great.
Wise pussy. Yeah.
Come
All
in,
know pussy.
all knowing. Oh, see, Davia, just made me feel great. Just made me feel great. So okay, so plushy. So I like that because then it creates a real relationship with her and it not just be an orifice to enter whenever you feel horny.
Yes. And I've actually had somebody who never had in penetrative sex before, and she was just like, I don't know what to call her. I'm gonna name her um a black hole. And I was like, oh baby, she's not a black hole. A black hole has no like it just keeps there's no end.
There is a end. The cervix.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cervix.
Yeah. So it's just, giving her a name, getting connected to her, seeing her, because I feel like most wax experts or estheticians, whatever they are, they know more of what their clients look like than what
Then the
they,
clients.
yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so taking a mirror
Hmm.
and just spreading your legs. Is there a certain position we should be in? Should we hover over it? Should I be laying on the couch with my legs back? Like what?
First, I'm gonna say whatever you feel comfortable in, but I definitely feel like if you have like a yoga mat with like just a towel on it and you're just spreading your legs, your knees apart, and just putting the mirror down there to start if you're a beginner, definitely, and you're scared to see what you look like, and just take your time. It's kind of like what's the girl's name from Sex and the City who never saw her
Ooh,
vagina?
I don't know which one that was.
Charlotte. And then Miranda was like, "Oh, so that's why your pussy's depressed, you know?" You But yeah, so you're definitely staring, and I do invite them to start. I'll give them a foundation of affirmations like my pussy is beautiful, my pussy is a life giver if they've had kids, or even if they're birthing their manifestations and whatever that is for them. Um, just to actually add another depth level of depth to their ritual, because it should be something that you're constantly doing. The same way you're constantly looking in the mirror before you leave out the house, you should be looking at your breasts. You should be looking at your body, and you should be looking at your pussy and speaking life into it. Because,
Pussy, you are great.
hmm
Pussy, you are magnificent.
yes,
Pussy, you are a life bearer.
yes.
Pussy, you take care of me. Yes.
And for those of you guys who are watching, I do have a special gift for you all because I do have just some small pussy affirmations to give you guys. So please reach out to me and I'll get to that afterwards.
Free stuff,
And
free stuff.
yes, I'll send it out so you can start with. They're just, the basics, and then you can add your own and whatever resonates with you because we all have different healing that we have to do when it comes to our genitals and our pussies, our breasts, and everything like that, our bodies. So, yeah, definitely.
All right, what's next? What's next? I mean, by the way, guys, at the Exotica Expo, we do not allow public nudity. So if you come to the show, you want to dress up and stuff, that's cool. Just make sure you have on some pasties and a G-string at least. You can't just walk into the show naked. You're not going to see naked people. I know a lot of people who have never been to Exotica before probably think you're going to walk in and see just all the craziness. You're going to see some craziness, but you're going to have clothes on. So
Mm-hmm.
just to put that out there as a disclaimer for when the show comes back. I don't want anybody watching this episode and being like, "Oh, they said nude models at the show." We did not say that. She said if Exotica allowed.
Yes, please. I mean, you'll see lots of beautiful bodies. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, you will. You're gonna see so much. Lord, I'm
Mm-hmm.
always there for the asses.
Yes, cheeks. Um, I'm definitely going to bring it to more like pleasure tools in this case. Just it's Exotica, so you got to know. And there's lots of places where stores within Exotica you can go check out. But I highly recommend those in my class to also have a lube, organic lube, even if it's not coconut oil. And coconut oil is amazing in itself. If you have any allergies, you can also go to grapeseed oil, almond seed oil, apricot kernel oil. But I highly also recommend Good Clean Love. Ooh, you can't even see it. Yeah, Good Clean Love.
I'm
Um,
like,
this is just a sample, but it's a all organic lubricant or what do you call it? Moisturizer, feminine moisturizer.
oh, I like
They
that word, feminine moisturizer.
Yes. And this is not to say that you cannot get wet by yourself. That's not what we're saying. But sometimes people do need help. And if you're constantly going rounds and rounds and rounds and you're not staying hydrated, you're going to need some help eventually.
Good
Think,
pussy knows when it needs some feminine moisture.
yes.
So
Let me also kind of contradict myself on that too, just a tad. If it's getting to the point where every time you're with a certain partner and your pussy just does not want to lubricate itself, this is why connecting to your pussy is important because your pussy is trying to tell you something.
she's like, "Girl, get out of there."
Run.
Run, girl. He gonna kill you.
I want us to know that too. Like, please listen to your bodies. This is just a helper. But if every time with the same person or whatever, it's just like, first of all, it won't even allow them in. It's like, nope, you quit knocking at the door. Stop. we don't want to play, please listen to her because she really is trying to let you know that that energy is not what we want to receive at this moment or
So
ever.
chronic vaginal dryness.
Yes.
You want to make sure you get that checked out by a physician at some point in time so you can
Yeah.
diagnose what's going on. And it's definitely treatable. So don't feel embarrassed by it if you do experience vaginal dryness. I remember like when I was younger, like in
Hmm.
my early 20s, I was experiencing vaginal dryness. And I think it was mainly because I didn't feel safe.
Yeah.
Like I had been assaulted before. So, I would dry up in a lot of situations. And then also some of the products that I was using, like I learned that Magnum condoms were just not it, baby.
The smell
Uh,
alone. Ooh.
right. So some of the products that I was using was just like drying me out. So yeah, definitely chronic conditions, you guys. Get that checked out. But in the meantime, if you still have the desire to have sex,
Hmm.
having lubricant is one of those instant solutions. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. And coconut oil or any oil is really good to have at the bedside too. I'm just saying.
organic. Treat your coochie with organic treats.
Yes.
Okay. Make sure that whatever you're putting inside of her is good materials. Like, come on. If you wouldn't put it inside of your mouth, why would you put it inside of your coochie? I mean, but then again, a lot of what we put inside of our mouths is questionable. So let me
Yeah.
let me turn that back. But treat her like you would treat a Rolls Royce or something really expensive because she is. Like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, makes sense.
Yes. And here we are. You're connected to your pussy. She has a name. You connected to your breast. You're utilizing and using and putting inside great products into your system, your body, inside of her. You have released whatever person that she keeps locking the door for. We got all of that, right? So when you walk out into the world, into any space, and of course there's other things that you're going to have to work on. First of all, healing is something that's constant. You're never just healed and done. This is how you walk in a room and tilt that room into your direction.
Question, teacher.
Yes.
Teacher. So I've been hearing that good pussy grips back. If I don't know how to grip, how do I learn how to do that? I want to learn how to be a gripper.
Mm. So you have to tone your vaginal walls, right? And
How?
and toning. Ooh, do I have? I'm not even gonna grab it right now, but you can use Yoni eggs. You can use Benoit balls. Is that how you say Benoit?
Benoit. Yeah.
Yeah. You can even use like a steel. I'm gonna bring out the Enjoy because it's weighted. But you can even use something like this that has some good weight. So when you're squeezing it, it's like a dumbbell in a sense, right?
Ooh.
But, and this is where movement, oh yes, we are going to get up and move together just real quickly. This is where movement comes in because people are like, oh, okay, I can just sit here and squeeze. You can, however, it's just like,
What am I squeezing though?
your PVC muscles. So you want to contract, release. So it's basically like when you're peeing and you can stop your pee, those are the muscles that you're using.
Ah, okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I feel my anus also like pulling in. Is that normal?
Yes.
Yeah. So does that mean then I can control like opening and closing for anal sex too doing this?
Yes, you can.
Okay. All right. All right.
But anal's a whole different topic because you have to learn how to breathe with anal too. Because if you holding in your breath, and it's not going to be as great of an experience as you're wanting it to be. But yes, this is why I say adding movement. Again, I'm an island girl. I'm from Jamaica. We wind our hips. It's a great way to contract and push and pull and pull and pull. And it also helps. Do you guys mind if I get up and show you something real quickly?
I'll get up.
Okay. I'm going to show you guys how to wind just a little.
Oh.
I don't have the same space as Ty does in my background. but you're going to act like you have a ball at the end of your spine.
Okay.
And depending on if you're learning from somebody from the island, some people might start from the right, some people might start from the left. We're going to start from the right. So we're going to have 4 points. Okay, so we're going to throw our hips to the right. We're going to throw our hips to the front. This is when you're squeezing. You're going to throw your hips to the left.
Still squeezing?
Yep. And you're going to throw it to the back, and you're going to release.
Okay, so squeeze it from side to side in front, and then when I throw it back, let it go.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, really, I want you to concentrate on squeezing when you're throwing it in the front and releasing it when you throw it back.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Right. So then so it's released when it's back into the right, and then squeeze to the front, squeeze to the left, and then let it go.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And so you have those 4 points. So we hit right, forward, squeeze, left, throw it back, release. So we're going to connect the dots, okay? Right, left, Lord. Right, front, left, back. Right, front, left, back. And then we're going to just move our hips. You're squeezing and releasing. And I have a tendency to move a little fast. That's when that dance hall music come in, because I'm just, right? But you're squeezing and releasing. And this adds another level of really strengthening your PVC muscles for that gripper. So I know you do your riding class, so this is another way, for
yes.
those to whine on the D, right? So you know where to squeeze and release.
Pundit.
Yes. So that's another level if you're really wanting to get that gripper. And of course, it's not just going to come overnight. You have to practice like anything. And you'll feel
good, girl. Girl, I'm coming out of quarantine. Snatch it.
Never.
Girl.
Don't break it, don't you, okay?
Oh, what?
Don't grip too tight.
Oh no. I thought you said don't get pregnant. I'm like,
no.
You gotta tell me twice.
That's not what I said. But yeah, those are some of the things. Are you feeling hot, like throughout your body too?
Oh yes, I'm always feeling hot like that, but like it's intensified. It's like under here. Coochie's hot. She's feeling kind of, like engorged a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, how I came up with this class, well, it's been like a few years in the making, but my godmother, she is probably the same height as me, 5'3".
Oh, yeah?
Very petite. She used to have these dreads that came like past her butt, and then she cut it all off and went bald. But her energy and her sass never ended. Let me say this: she's also an Aries. She throws fire, so you better be ready to accept it.
And she's Jamaican too?
No, she's not. But she's originally from Philly.
Oh, okay.
And we had went out to eat. And some lady was upset because she went and said hi to another gentleman. And the lady was like, "This is my man." And my godmother took a step back, looked her up and down, just like this. "Excuse me, hun, do you see me? Look at me. Look at you and look at him. Y'all not even on my level, honey." And for other people, they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so crazy." But for me, I was like, yes. Yes. Don't make yourself small because somebody else has a problem. That was like a message that I received from it. And she sashayed and shimmied her ass right back to our table and carried on like it never even happened. And I was like, that is how you own your energy. Yes. She's a little feisty though. I'm not gonna lie to you. Everybody can't deal with Miss Berry's snap, but she was actually the person I was like, I want a sip of that. That's how I want to come into the room. Not exactly the same way, but when I enter the room, I want to know that I own my own energy. I'm not making myself small. I'm content and full in myself. And a lot of people who have a vulva, a lot of people, period, but more so, I'm speaking to those with vulvas. They don't know how to cultivate that energy. They don't know how to own that energy. And they don't know how to give back that energy. And the best community I've ever been into is a community of women upholding and uplifting and making it a healing circle. And that's also good pussy energy. So, yeah.
Well, if people want to find out more about how to cultivate this good pussy energy and work with you to gain the tools to make their pussies even greater, where can they
Yeah.
reach out to you and find you?
They can reach out to me. Instagram is probably the place that I live more so than any other social media platform, but definitely reach out to me on Instagram at Frosted Pleasure. Twitter, I'm there too at Frosted Pleasure. Facebook, Frosted Pleasure, or you can go to my website, frostedpleasure.com, or just search my name, Davia Frost, and I'm always here to help. That is why I love doing what I do.
Well, I know my pussy feels good. Davia, thank you so much for teaching this abridged version of Good Pussy Energy on Exotica TV. You guys, this episode was so amazing. I hope that you get as much out of it as I did. Please make sure you continue to tune in to Exotica TV for more seminars just like this one, featuring experts from all over the country that travel with the Exotica Expo with all of our shows throughout the year. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to log on to EXXXOTICA.tv, and I'll see you on the next episode.